Ronda Jean Rousey is a retired mixed martial artist and judoka from the United States. Her stints in the UFC and as a WWE wrestler are her most well-known accomplishments. Roddy Piper, a former professional wrestler, gave her the nickname Rowdy when she was younger. She's 28 years old, 5'7" tall, and 137 pounds, and she's been dubbed the most dominant athlete alive, beating out LeBron James, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Floyd Mayweather. If you have told the MMA world in 2012 that Ronda Rousey would be the biggest star in the sport, many would have not believed you. After all, Dana White said in 2011 that woman would never fight in the UFC. White would later end up writing the foreword to Rousey's autobiography, My Fight / Your Fight, just 4 years later. In today's video, we're going to delve into shocking facts that you never knew about Ronda Rousey. But before we get into the video, don't forget to armbar that like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. Her nickname was approved by Roddy Piper. Rowdy is Rousey's nickname, which she got from the late pro wrestler Roddy Piper. But as much as the nickname suited the champion, she didn't want to use it until Piper officially gave her permission. Makes sense. Piper discussed how Rousey reached out to him in 2014 on his podcast. He said, "She called me and asked permission. She was so sweet. She said, I promise I won't let you down. I'll keep the name in the esteem that it's supposed to be." Unfortunately, Piper passed away just a year later in July of 2015 of a heart attack. This was a big shock and prompted Rousey to dedicate her victory in UFC 190 to the now late pro wrestler Roddy Piper. She strangely has beef with Justin Bieber. Now this one definitely came to a shock to us. Why would Ronda Rousey have so-called beef with one of the world's biggest pop stars? Let's find out. It all started when Rousey and her youngest sister had an unpleasant experience with Justin Bieber, which went down at the Cannes Film Festival in April of 2015. "My little sister is hard to impress," Rousey said in an interview with Cosmopolitan. "She really didn't care about anybody that was at the Cannes Film Festival, but I wanted to spend time with her. And Justin Bieber was over there taking some pictures with some ladies, and she suddenly got really excited. She's like, 'Do you think you would want to take a picture with me?' I was like, 'Sure, Julia, don't worry about it.' I walked over there and said, 'Excuse me,' and he turned to me and went, 'I've already taken 1 billion pictures, okay?' I only got a yeah but out, and he goes, 1 billion, and walks off and totally snubbed my little sister." Rousey told Cosmopolitan that she and her sister are definitely no longer fans of Justin Bieber, and it's not hard to see why. She's actually a huge nerd. If you judge Rousey solely on how she acts during fights, you'd never guess she spends her spare time playing video games or watching cartoons. Rather, you think her idea of fun would be battling bears in the Russian wilderness, a la Street Fighter's Zangief. Rousey, on the other hand, is unmistakably a nerd. Rousey claims she lost a lot of weight as a kid because she wouldn't eat anything but graham crackers and milk because she didn't want to be distracted from beating the crap out of Gary Oak. Though she enjoys Dragon Ball Z and other fandoms, it appears that Pokemon is her favorite. And just in case you're curious, Mew is her favorite Pokemon. Ronda overcame a speech impediment when she was younger. Ronda Rousey is one of the last people you'd imagine would have a speech disability. Her voice was incomprehensible at one stage in her life, despite the fact that she's now well-spoken. She struggled for a long time to find the right words to say, while knowing exactly what she wanted to say in her mind. She didn't say her first sentence until she was 6 years old, well above the average age for most people. But like every other obstacle, she prepared to overcome it and assert her authority. Her father tragically passed away from suicide. In the build-up to her upcoming fight, Rousey has confirmed that Betch Correia is the most hated opponent she has ever faced. She despises her even more than Miesha Tate does. How is it even possible? Tate, on the other hand, never made a suicide joke to Rousey. What many are unaware of is that Rousey's father committed suicide when she was just 8 years old. Obviously, this has made suicide a particularly sensitive subject for Ronda, and as a result, Correia has incurred Ronda's full wrath. While UFC did not punish Correia for disrespectful comments, Rousey did. She's a true fighter. With all the pro wrestling offers, movies, and nearly anyone with the pulse offering Ronda Rousey a job, there was a lot of fear among MMA fans that she would leave the sport. There was every indication against it. "I'm a fighter, I'm that first." That was her comment on the podcast The Fighter and the Kid. If that was enough, Rousey also said in an interview prior to her UFC 184 fight that she will retire when she believes she's the best female or male fighter of all time. So, I mean, it's difficult to do now that she's strictly in the WWE, but she definitely had a prominent legacy in the UFC. Ronda's mom taught her the armbar. Rousey began judo training at the age of 11 with her mother as her instructor. Ronda learned the armbar submission hold from her mother, which she used to win 9 of her 12 professional MMA fights. In her interview with Access Hollywood Live, Rousey revealed that her mother learned the move after injuring her knee when she was 17 years old. When asked about this stuff, she said, "In judo, it's more throws, but they also have arm bars and chokes and stuff like that, Rousey said. She was one of the first people that really focused on the ground game because she really couldn't stand up anymore. They didn't have ACL reconstruction back then, so she got really good at arm bars. So when I started in judo, she would just jump on me and arm bar me anytime she got the chance. And I'm just a little kid like, my mom's so weird. Ronda's mother isn't always the biggest fan of her boyfriends. Warning to any bachelors interested in dating Ronda Rousey, you're gonna have a hard time impressing her mother. Travis Brown knows this. Your name will be changed to Bob as well. Anna Marie DeMars, Rousey's mother, is the first American to win the judo championships, having won the 56 kilogram division in 1984. If you watch some of her interviews, you'll see where Rousey gets her intense attitude. Most astonishingly, DeMars does not take the time to recall the names of any of her 4 daughters' boyfriends because, as she puts it, what's the point of learning his name if he's not going to stick around? But Travis Brown is, so I mean, he probably took a few flips for it. Ronda's biggest turnoff. Ronda in 2014 told TMZ her biggest turnoff. I was with this guy for a minute who was perfect. I called him Catalog Man because you could pick him out of catalog and go, oh my god, that's the most amazing man ever. But he would bite my teeth. Like, his teeth would hit my teeth when we kissed. It was the worst thing. I've got this weird thing about my teeth where I have recurring dreams of damaging my teeth. So if you're hitting your teeth on my teeth, it's over. Ronda isn't the biggest fan of USA Judo. Most fighters are eager to thank everyone who has assisted them along the way, and they never talk ill of their former coaches. Ronda Rousey, on the other hand, is not like the majority of warriors. Despite competing in many judo tournaments for the United States during her long career, Ronda has criticized the USA Judo organization for mistreating its athletes and not paying them nearly enough money. In a story she told in her autobiography, Rousey's contempt for the company reached a pinnacle. Rousey wandered into the opulent hotel where USA Judo executives were staying while cutting weight in Brazil for the 2007 Judo World Championships, despite the fact that USA Judo couldn't afford to provide their athletes with proper working scales to measure their weight. She was actually a bartender before becoming UFC famous. As most people are aware, Olympic athletes do not receive a large sum of money for participating in the most difficult athletic events of their lives. As a result, they're often forced to work odd jobs to supplement their income. It was bartending for Rousey. Rousey worked as a bartender for a while at a place called Gladstone's in California when she needed to unwind and enjoy herself after training for the 2008 Olympics. She also came up with her own cocktail dubbed Party Like a Rock Star. After all, it was 2008. It was only after she watched Gina Carano fight Julie Kenzie at Elite XC when she decided she wanted to give MMA a go. And there you have it, some facts on UFC star Ronda Rousey. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.